How you doing, friends? How's everybody doing? Make some noise. Well, let me say thank you to our senior caucus. To be a senior means to be a leader. It means that you've been around a little while and you know what's going on. It means that nobody can fool you easily because you've seen it, you've done it, and you've been around the block. And our society needs your leadership right now. We need you to help us understand the hard-fought fights for Medicare that we won in 1965. We need you to help us understand what a struggle it was to win Social Security back in the 1930s. We need you to help remind us how much of a struggle it was to end Jim Crow and to bring us into multiracial democracy. We need you to help. We need your help so that you can tell these young people out here that, there was a time when a woman couldn't even get a credit card in her own name. Couldn't get a credit card in her own name. If she ended up getting married, she had to leave her job. These folks need to know that reproductive rights, there was a time when a woman, people would die getting abortions. They'd lose their lives. And so a lot of the things that we're fighting for right now were won during the course of your life. And I'm sure that for many of the women here today, it must pain you to know, because it pains me to know that your granddaughters and daughters might have fewer rights than you had growing up. And so it is extremely important that we recognize this is a rally of the senior caucus. Not just anybody, but the senior caucus. We want to say thank you for carving a path. I just want to say this. I'm going to ask you all for a couple of things. Just a few requests. You don't mind. Is that all right? Yeah. Well, one of them is that when you are a senior, you've probably seen a few good days and maybe some bad ones. And the one thing you learn is that the sun's coming up tomorrow no matter what happens. There's a lot of young people who are very nervous and afraid and a lot of anxiety. And we need you to help folks understand that Trump is actually trying to make people feel anxious. He wants to. He calls it flood the zone. Y'all heard about that? Flood the zone means I'm going to throw so much crap at you, it's going to freak you out, and you're not going to know how to stop or organize. But seniors can say, hey, look here, honey. I've been there, and I've done that, and I've seen that before. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. All right, hon, I know you're upset, but it's going to be all right now. And you all can help them through that, help all of us through that. And the other thing is that many of you are artistic, play music, maybe you paint, maybe you quilt, you do a lot of different things. We need our artists to give us meaning for this moment too. So if any of you all do that, I want you all to, even the signs, our expressions, artistic expressions, we've got to make this movement a robust, strong movement. We're adding new people every single day. We're adding the people in the city, the people in the rural communities, and the people in the suburbs. We got to add, not subtract. We got to build. We need our workers. We need our farmers. We need agriculture. We need industry. We need small business. We need it all. I want you to know, as your Attorney General, I will never, ever stop fighting for justice. I don't wake up in the morning trying to fight with Trump. I don't. I wish he would obey the law. But he has a real problem doing that. It's not just the 34 felonies he's been convicted of. It's a whole bunch of other bad things he does every day. It seems like a long time ago that he let 1,500 people who attacked the Capitol, and he gave them all pardons. It seemed like a long time ago, doesn't it, that this guy, do you know that at the Capitol on January 6, 2021, 140 police officers were injured? This guy cannot tell me he's in favor of law enforcement. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. I think he doesn't like law enforcement when they enforce the law. And so I just want you to know that I am committed to core principles just like you. You all, due process for all, right there. Impeach the convict, remove, hands off Social Security. You know, the fact is, we got to remind our people of core principles. Core principles like rule of law, freedom of expression, due process of law, basic ideas that found this country. And we got to remind people of it. But I want you to know that when he, on this day after he's inaugurated, attacked birthright citizenship, we went to court right away and we blocked him right away. When he tried to freeze federal funds, money that had already been appropriated by Congress, we went to court and we blocked him right away. And when he did that, friends, Congress appropriated money for health, education, law enforcement, disaster relief, and other important programs, and he had the nerve to block that. He doesn't care about the separation of powers or Congress's right to initiate fund spending. He just walked over it, but we blocked him, and that money is flowing today. Now, let me tell you, we've got it. One of the things we need now is unity. And he keeps on trying to divide us. He wants to tell those of us who are born here to be against those who came here later. He wants to tell the men that they got to be against the women and women's rights. He wants to tell different ethnic groups not to trust each other, not to like each other. And he's trying to tell many of us who identify as straight that we should suspect our gay, lesbian, transgender neighbors. Don't go for it. We got to have unity. That's why I sued him when he threatened our hospitals and clinics over gender-affirming care. We sued him and we blocked him. And I'm telling you now, and I just want to mention this to y'all, and I'm not going to be too long. I just want to make note that when I think of a transgender person, I think of an 11-year-old kid living in a small town in Minnesota who I actually know. And that kid is a nice, sweet kid. And all she wants to do is be on the team so she can feel a little bit more like the other kids. She's not doing nothing bad to nobody. She just wants to be on the team. And they're saying she can't be on the team. Well, isn't that up to her parents? Isn't that up to us in the local community? Who is Washington trying to tell us how to run our state? Do not let this guy think that he can appeal to our fears and our prejudice and turn against each other. Solidarity and unity is what we got to have right now. He tried to block public health grants. We went to court, we blocked him. We sued him over these idiotic tariffs. Now let me tell y'all this. I believe that we should have tariffs on certain things. I do. But tariffs on everybody and anybody? It's except for the people who he likes. Because you see the chicken backed off of it just as soon as some of his oligarch friends said, oh, not me, right? Oh yeah, we'll exempt you. This shows how unfair he is and how stupid he is and how much he hasn't thought this thing through. What he really wants to do is push the stock market down, tell all his friends to buy stocks cheap, and then stop doing it so then they can make a big money in the killing in the stock market. It's corruption. It's corruption. And I also want to just tell y'all as I wrap up that we're going to protect Social Security. You can bet on that. We're going to protect Medicaid. You can bet on that. But mostly we're going to protect our democracy. God bless you, seniors. I love you guys so much. You are the best. You are our leaders, and we're with you 100%.
Keith says we're going to be all right. Keith says we're going to be all right. Keith says we're going to be all right. Keith said we're going to be all right. And we're going